Welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be killing some hornets and some wasps, some yellow jackets, you know, the things that sting you and we don't like them. We're going to be taking care of those and very easily with some boric acid. Some apple juice or some soda, whatever you want to use. I'll be using apple juice. I think that's what I used last time, yeah. But boric acid and some apple juice. The bees and all that stuff going to be affected by that. Well, here's some facts about boric acid. Now you know a little info about that. Well, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting probably a Coke can or two in the front on each side of the house. And then I've got a little clear like contact solution bottle that I cut in half that I'll be putting back here so that I can see what's going in and out. Last time I did this, 90% of what I saw were the hornets going to it and then going straight back to their nest. The other 10% of the time, there was nothing. There was nothing going to it. Now, I do have pollinators in my yard. I do have a lot of bees, but most of the time they hang out right here. And I can hear them, and I can see them. You see them? So there's some pollinators right there. He's a pollinating. But, you know, they hang out in this crabapple, which is finally blooming. And if I see them coming over here, then I'm going to throw it out. And that's the best way that you can prevent from killing insects that you don't want to kill. Monitor it, right? Like check it every now and then, see what you see flying to it. My little hornets, they like to come from up here. They like to hang out here. They like to hang out by that vent and kind of build a nest like kind of to the side of it. And then they like to go over here in this corner as well. That's where they like to go. And then what they'll do is in my neighbors, they like to go in their gutter right there and in the front. The front of ours, we don't really have that problem. But this house, same thing. They like to go in the gutter right here. And then they like to travel straight to my peach tree. They ignore the apple, they ignore the pear, but they go straight for the peaches. They never really go to the crabapple. The bees are always just kind of over here. All the time they're in this crabapple, or they're in this, all these trees and stuff. You can't really see it from here, but there's basically a full-on forest in one of our neighbors' backyards over here. That's definitely where a lot of them are. Grass is looking pretty good back here. It's looking quite nice, right? I got the sprinklers turned on finally. And I'll show you the front real quick too. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple of like little scoops of this and I'm gonna mix it into an apple juice container that's half full. I went ahead and labeled it and just put boric on it. I'll keep it in the garage, up and away from stuff. I'm going to wear a mask when I do this. When I work with this stuff, I don't want to breathe it in. It is an irritant. Same with like, you know, like citric acid, for instance, if you've ever used that stuff. Even that stuff, if it blows up, it's gonna choke you up. So I'll be wearing a mask when I deal with this. And then when we deal with the eaves up on my house and by the gutters and stuff, I'll be using an extendable rod. I'll show you that right now with some Delta dust. So here, check this out. We'll check out the front, see how the front lawn's looking real quick. And then we'll get the mix in this with the apple juice. And that apple juice I'm just gonna pour into whatever containers I'm putting out. And you wanna put a small amount of the apple juice in a container or whatever liquid you're mixing this with, something sweet. When you do that, don't put too much because you don't want these things to drown. You want them to take the boric acid back to where they're coming from. And also, you put a stick or whatever in whatever cup or container. You'll see when I put them out. I'm just going to put a little stick in there so they can get out, and I'll put a very small amount of liquid because you don't need a bunch. Here's the front right now. Front's looking nice. Really, really nice. All right. It's looking fantastic. Yeah, I got those sprinklers turned on yesterday. Finally got to go ahead and turn them on, and everything's looking quite nice. tomorrow, what I'm going to do is we're going to do a mow, an edge, a trim, and we're going to get some fertilizers down. For the micros, we'll do iron and some other ones, and then we'll get that ammonium sulfate down. Maybe I'll spray some spoon juice too, because I think that's got some humic acid and some other stuff in it. I shall show you the pole in the Delta dust. All right, so here's the pole right here, all right? And I got this one on Amazon for like, I think it was like 25 bucks. It's just one of these. This one's just called the Tellys Pro. But anyways, it just extends up. It came with a couple attachments. I'll be using this one. It came with like 3 of them. This one is more like stiff, if that makes sense, like the bristles. So it's gonna hold the dust better. That's what I'll be using. And then this is the Delta dust right here. This stuff, awesome stuff. It's waterproof, it's dust. You can use like a duster, like where you can like squeeze, like if you need to get into say a crack or under your siding or anything like that where you can't get with the wand like that, you can use a duster. Kind of goes like that and it poofs a little smoke, a little dust. Anyways, we're just using the wand, that piece right there, and this Delta dust. And here's some facts on Delta dust. Now you know about the boric acid, and now you know about the Delta dust. And same thing with this, when we apply that, after we set our traps, the traps are gonna do most of the work, but this is just gonna make sure that these things are taken care of, the Delta dust. So this is just an extra step. You don't need to do this if you don't want to, but I'm gonna do it because I know that's exactly where they go. And then the boric acid thing, it's not a guarantee that you won't kill bees or something unless you pull that trap. So if you see something you don't like that's going to it, pull it, get rid of it, you know, put it somewhere else and try to get them to travel, because once you start to see them travel, you're not going to see anything else traveling with them. It's just going to be them going back and forth. And I'll try to get that footage of them doing that here in just a second. But yeah, there's everything you need to know about the boric acid, Delta dust. One important thing is if you actually do see nest, right? If you see nest, try to spray them first with some like whatever you've got, like Raid, something that will drop them if you see them, or do your dusting in the evening or early morning. Don't like in the middle of the day start dusting like right where a nest is with a bunch of them, because they will, yeah, just don't do that. But early morning or in the evening. And let's go set some traps. Let's go. So I've got this stuff mixed up with the apple juice. I put a couple scoops in here. I didn't get too crazy. You don't need a bunch of it. Then I've got my little container. You can use a Coke can, whatever. We'll put one back here and then 2 up front. This would be the one back here though. And yeah, and then put your little straw in there. All right, your stick, and enjoy. And then that way they can get out, they don't drown. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, this is kind of a hot spot right here. Yellow jackets, this chair right here. See that? You can see them flying around it. So what they do is they like to come there, and that's kind of like a spot where they like to scout. They're scouters. So what they're doing is they're scouting basically, and they probably get like a little bit of material from this, like from this wood, like little tiny pieces to make their nest, right? They like to hang out here, so I'm gonna put one right there. And I'm just gonna pour some in. Just about that, just a little bit. And I wanna put it where I can see it, because I have a window right here. So I'm gonna put it right here, just for now, just because I can see it. First trap is set. Now I'm going to go set the rest of them. Got all the traps set up. Here's one right there. That's about all the, like so that they don't drown or, get stuck in there, and then the stick to get out. I've seen 2 so far that have swooped by here. I haven't seen any go in here yet. So hopefully they're going to go in there. But I got these 2 just half water bottles that I cut up here in the front. I'll probably put this one over here on the side. So we'll keep those up here in the front, and that's going to take care of any of this type of stuff. I'll probably dust up here in these corners right here and over by this gutter, and then I'll probably dust up in the corner right here. I'm looking for like little cracks and stuff like that, and then I'll show you where we're going to dust in the back. And like I was saying, as long as I don't see a nest or anything like that, I'm just going to do it right now. It's like afternoon. I don't really see anything right there anymore. I did see a lot of them coming and going, and I sprayed it with some spray a while back, and that definitely took care of them pretty good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust right here, just so you can see. I'm going to dust up in here, and then I'm going to dust up on this side as well. And I'm just going to kind of get up underneath there, the downspout. That's pretty much it. That's all we'll be doing here in just a minute. I'm just letting the, get a little bit more shade so they're a little less active, of course. Yeah, and then we'll get right at it. And then I'll show you the traps back here with the Dr. Pepper here. Same thing, just a small amount. Shook that stuff up with the apple juice, put it in there, got the stick in. I've been seeing them hovering around here. I'm going to leave the grill cover off just for a day. There is wood in here. They like sweet stuff, right? They like stuff that has a resin to it or a smell. And that's probably another reason why they've been attacking this, besides the whole scouting thing as they go back to their nest. So I've got that Dr. Pepper one there. And then I have this one down here because they keep coming to this teak chair area. I'm going to probably put one over on this side. But for now, I think we're good on the traps. You know about the boric acid. It is not borax. Do not buy borax. That's for, I don't even know what that's for. I think you make slime with that. Make kids slime. Or maybe you use it in your laundry. I have no idea. But get boric acid. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it pretty much anywhere. They even have it at the dollar store. I remember seeing it there one time. Good stuff. It does work. I've used it. It works. It takes a little time. You need to keep an eye on it so that you can protect the bees. Does it kill bees? It kills all insects. So keep an eye on what's going to it, right? And, hopefully it's this. Hopefully it's that. That's what we want. We want that going into there. We're going into there. All right, if you see anything else, oh, here we go. Oh, he doesn't want it right now. Oh, well. Oh, here's his friend. Okay, let's get out of here. Let them go to their new juice that they'll be drinking there and taking with them. Let's dust these eaves. Let's go. got the Delta dust down. So I got all up in here, got behind there, and got up on top of where the downspout connects to the gutter. Up there, like up in there. So it's all up on there. And then down here, same thing. I kind of ran up this, and then if they can enter under anything or get in anything, dust it. I hit up all of this, and then I hit up to here. This is the front. I don't even need to go in the front with it. I just hit everything I needed to hit from right here. But I got every spot they hide. They like to go right here, and then they'll come down to that bait. And then I ran it all the way up to here and dusted all that too. And all those top spots you can't see. That's it for today. So if you have any questions, any pointers, anything like that, let me know. The Delta dust. The dust comes out a lot easier if you just take the whole cap off. But be careful, because I dumped way too much the first time. But we used it, so good to go. But yeah, basically all I'm gonna do is next video tomorrow. Yeah, we'll mow, and then we're gonna trim and edge, and then I'll get some NPK down. I'll probably get ammonium sulfate down, and then maybe we'll do some iron as well with a bunch of other micronutrients. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions or anything like that, just let me know. And also, if you got any pointers or anything, let me know that too, because I always like to learn some tricks and stuff. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace.